Today's Ask Me Anything goes out to Jessica Webster, who says, I have a collar. Does it affect their breathing/neck at all when it's very snug like you have it fitting? Well, chances are if I have it fitting a certain way, it's not going to, because I'm not going to do anything to the dog that's going to affect their breathing. But I'm going to go on. I guess I've always followed the 2-finger in between for breathing, but does that change with a pinch collar? It does. I know what you're saying. Should I be worried if it's very snug? No. I understand the slipping down and affect the trachea. I'm thinking more about breathing. So first of all, a prong collar goes on the dog during training. You're not going to just leave it on the dog, right? So we don't really want to worry about that as much, because a prong collar is going to fit in a certain way. It's going to sit high up on the neck, but it's not constricting, right? So when a collar sits snugly on the neck, it doesn't affect the breathing because there's no cinching. It's when the cinching happens that we constrict breathing. Because the way my neck is now, if I put a tape around my neck or a string around my neck and tie it off, at this tension where it's just on the neck, there is no constriction. It's the constriction that you have to worry about. And when the collar constricts, that's when it inhibits the breathing. So a prong collar sits snugly on the neck. It never, in other words, you're not putting it on and cinching it around the neck where the neck is closed and then hooking it on. You're having the neck in a relaxed position, hooking the collar on, and it's then sitting on the neck at that place, so that when you then cinch, it constricts and releases, constricts and releases. And you are going to teach the dog leash pressure so that the dog understands how to turn on and off the pressure. All these questions generally come from people who are researching this, and you have these nutty animal rights people who are telling you how this is going to choke the dog or crush the dog's trachea and do all these things, because what they're doing is they don't have enough information on the proper use of the tool, so they're going to scare you into thinking something, right? Whenever you have a fanatic, you need to understand that when their way doesn't work, they're going to scare you into their way. And don't think about that. There's plenty of really dynamite, world-class trainers that use prong collars very, very effectively and very humanely, much more humanely than positive-only trainers use their tools, because their tools frustrate the dog mentally and emotionally, where our tools inhibit the dog's movement physically and therefore get a compliance out of the dog through a humane physical manipulation of what we want, which is not being disobedient. Got a question? Ask me anything.